Hey Flutter devs, ever feel like you could be building apps faster, a lot faster? Well, you're in the right spot. Today, we're diving into something super exciting, how to plug AI right into your workflow and basically put your development on hyperdrive.
Now, all the cool stuff we're talking about today comes from this fantastic book, Mobile App Development with Flutter and Artificial Intelligence. It really lays out the whole roadmap, from that first spark of an idea all the way to launching your app. The whole point is to show that AI isn't some scary, complex thing. It's a tool that any of us can use.
So, let me ask you this. Are you ready to ditch that blank page anxiety for good and team up with an AI copilot? Because that's exactly what we're about to do.
All right, here's our game plan. First, we'll figure out what AI's job really is. Then, we'll get into the nitty-gritty, the tools and how to talk to them. We'll even build some stuff, UI, logic, the whole shebang. After that, we'll make sure it's all top-notch with some quality control, and then we'll get you ready for your next project. Sound good? Let's get into it.
Okay, first things first. We need to get our heads in the right space. Think of AI less like a robot that's here to take your job, and more like the ultimate sidekick. You're Robin to your Batman, you know?
So here's the deal. AI is basically your personal assistant. It loves doing all the boring, repetitive stuff, the code that you could write in your sleep. And while it's busy with that, you get to focus on the fun stuff, the high-level architecture, nailing the user experience, and solving those tricky problems that really require a human brain. You're still the boss, always.
I love this quote from the book. It just hits the nail on the head. It says, AI was never a replacement for creative thinking. It was a powerful assistant to enhance productivity and quality. See, it's all about making you better, not making you obsolete.
Okay, enough theory. Let's get our hands dirty. To actually make this happen, you need the right tools in your belt, and you gotta know how to use them. We're gonna focus on the two big players in this space, ChatGPT and GitHub Copilot.
Now, these two aren't competitors, they're a team. Think of ChatGPT as your strategic partner. You go to it for big ideas, like, hey, help me figure out the logic for this feature, or can you spit out a whole chunk of code for a login screen? But then, when you're actually in the code, in the trenches, that's where a GitHub Copilot comes in. It's literally sitting next to you, suggesting the next line of code, finishing your sentences. It's an insane speed boost.
But here's the secret sauce, and it's super important. The AI is only as smart as the questions you ask it. It's called prompt engineering, which is just a fancy way of saying you have to be good at giving instructions. Garbage in, garbage out, right? So instead of vaguely saying, make a button, you need to be specific. Tell it exactly what you want. Give me a Flutter elevated button, make it blue, put the word submit on it in white text, and round the corners by 8 pixels. That's how you get gold.
All right, this is where the magic happens. Let's see how these prompts actually build a real app, from the visuals all the way down to the code that makes it work.
Okay, look at this. This is an absolute game changer, especially if you're new to Flutter. You can just describe the screen you want in plain English. You're not wrestling with the widget tree from scratch. You just say what you want, an app bar, a list, a button, and boom, the AI gives you a beautiful, responsive layout to start with. Seriously, it's the end of staring at an empty file. And it's not just about making things look pretty. You can build the engine of your app the exact same way. Here, we're asking for the function that actually does something. We're telling it what information it needs and what rules to follow, like making sure the title isn't empty. This is how you build your app, one feature at a time, super fast.
So the whole process is really this simple rhythm. You write a clear prompt, you get the code back from the AI, and then, and this is the most critical part, you review it. You're the human expert. You're the one who has to check it, test it, and make sure it fits perfectly into your project. Never just copy and paste blindly.
Okay, so we've built some features, we're feeling good, but we're not done yet, right? Now we got to make sure our app doesn't crash and burn. We need quality. And guess what? Your AI assistant is a total pro at this too.
So real quick, just so we're on the same page, in Flutter, there are a few kinds of tests. You've got unit tests for tiny little functions, widget tests to make sure your buttons and sliders work, and integration tests that check the whole user journey from start to finish.
And now for my favorite part. This is your new secret weapon. Check out this prompt. Before you even write a single test, you can just paste your code in and ask the AI to act like a senior dev, giving you a code review. It'll find bugs you missed, point out performance problems, and even help you clean up your code to make it easier to read. This is how you go from being a good developer to a great one.
All right, we've covered a ton of ground. We know what this is, why it's awesome, and how to do it. So let's wrap this up and get you started on your own projects.
Okay, so if you remember anything, remember this.
1. AI is your assistant, not your replacement. 2. Your prompts are everything. Get good at them. 3. Use it to blast through UI design and writing functions. And 4. Use it to review your code and make it bulletproof. That's the formula.
Hey, if this got you excited and you want to really dive deep with tons more examples and actual code, all of this came from the book Mobile App Development with Flutter and Artificial Intelligence. Seriously, check it out. We dropped the link for you right in the description below.
So I'm going to leave you with the challenge. Think about your current project. What's that one annoying task, that repetitive boilerplate code, that UI you've been putting off? What is the very first thing you're going to give to your new smart assistant? Go try it out. And hey, let us know what you come up with. Thanks so much for hanging out with me today.